Hello my friends and welcome to this new hands-on tutorial on RAG Retrieval Augmented Generation. In this tutorial we'll partially reproduce Kiro's diagram that you saw in his lecture, where will be the user interacting with a foundation model that has a certain knowledge, but which we will augment its knowledge through dynamic retrieval from a source which will be a PDF. And you know this PDF, it is the same PDF about the French dessert recipes. Alright, so let's do this. Let's go back to the console home. Let's go back to Bedrock and I'll show you where you can do some knowledge augmentation through RAG. So it's actually in the left hand panel here, and on the builder tools you will find knowledge bases. Okay, so there you go. That's the whole process of doing knowledge augmentation of a foundation model through RAG. However, in this tutorial, we won't be doing the whole process, but if you really want to do it, well, know that I did a lab on Retrieval Augmented Generation that completes this whole process here, and you will find a link to that lab just under the video of this lecture. Okay, so for this tutorial, we'll only be chatting with our document by, of course, doing a bit of knowledge augmentation thanks to that PDF giving the recipes of exquisite 5 French desserts. And so here we go, let's go back to Bedrock, and our first step is to select a model. And well, at the time I'm speaking, we don't have much of a choice. We have to go with the Claude 3 Sonnet Foundation model by Anthropic. So let's select this one and let's click apply. Okay, first step done. Now, if you want, you can play with the inference parameters. You know, if you expand this, you can play once again with the temperature, top P, top K, the length with the maximum length and stop sequences. But that's not the purpose of this tutorial. Here, we just want to play with RAG. Therefore, our next step is going to be here, chat prompt template. Okay, so basically this template defines how the model handles the user prompt, and you can edit the default prompt to create a custom one for your use case. I'll show you how you can edit it, even though we won't be making any change here. So here is the default prompt template. You are a question answering agent. I will provide you with a set of search results. The user will provide you with a question. Your job is to answer the user's question using only information from the search results, which will be exactly our PDF that we're about to upload. If the search results do not contain information that can answer the question, please state that you could not find an exact answer to the question. Okay, so if we ask a question about, once again, Indian desserts, well, this won't work because it is not part of the PDF. And now, just because the user asserts a fact does not mean it is true, make sure to double check the search results to validate a user's assertion. Alright, and finally, here are the search results in numbered order, search results, and output format instructions. Okay, so basically that's the prompt template which will be used for the knowledge augmentation through RAG. And so there we go. Let's scroll back up. Let's click back to configurations. And now here we go with the next step where we have to upload the PDF. Okay, and once again, it doesn't have to be a PDF. It can be also some databases from within AWS, like for example, an RDS database. Or it can be, remember, APIs. That's important to remember for the exam. Okay, so back to Bedrock. We're going to upload our PDF from, well, here we can upload it directly from our computer. We don't have to upload it from S3. So that's perfect. Let's choose that. Let's click Choose Document. Then here we go. Let's go to our AWS CAIP folder, Amazon Bedrock, and you will find once again the French dessert ebook containing the recipes. Okay, so let's take this and then you can click Open. Perfect! And then if you want, you can select or create a guardrail. But we don't have to do this here. We can directly proceed to the final step, which is to directly actually ask a question. You know, it's not like we run RAG first to augment the knowledge and then ask a question. We can directly ask the question here. And of course, I'm going to once again ask the question about the recipe of my personal favorite French dessert, which, if you remember, is, of course, our lovely Nutella crepes. Okay, I remind that this document contains not only the recipe, but also the directions on how to make them. Okay, so here we go, back to Bedrock. I'm going to say here, what's the recipe for Nutella crepes? All right, as simple as that. And then we click run and let's see what happens. Okay, retrieving and generating response. So now it's going to take a few moments to first let the knowledge be augmented and then providing the response, which of course will give us, there you go, the exact same recipe as the one on our PDF. To make Nutella crepes, first you combine 1 cup flour, 1 cup milk, half of a cup of water, 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons melted butter, and half of a teaspoon salt in a blender and blend until smooth. Wow, here it combines, you see, the recipe and the directions. It's interesting. We can check By the way, if it's the right recipe, yes, 1 cup flour, 1 cup milk, half of a cup of water, 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons butter melted in half a teaspoon kosher salt, 2 tablespoons butter for cooking, 8 tablespoons of Nutella. Do I see the 8 tablespoons of Nutella? Let's see. No, I don't see them actually, it's funny. Well, let's read the rest. Step 2, heat a crepe pan or non-stick skillet over medium heat and coat with a small amount of butter. Pour about 1/4 cup of batter into this pan and swirl to spread it into a thin layer. Okay, so now here it uses its own knowledge, okay? So it's funny, it combines its own knowledge with the knowledge we brought thanks to the PDF. So actually, that makes me want to cook these Nutella crepes. Perhaps they're even better than the ones I had during all my childhood. Okay, then pour about 1/4 of a cup of batter into the pan and swirl to spread it into a thin layer. Cook until the edges brown, then flip and cook the other side. Spread each crepe with a generous tablespoon of Nutella and then roll up or fold into a triangular packet. So let's see the source details actually, That will be interesting. We will see if it combines indeed the general knowledge of the foundation model and our PDF. Okay, so source chunk 1 seems to be from outside of the PDF. And then what about source chunk 2? There you go, that's where the PDF source is. You see, we recognize the PDF recipe here. Ingredients, 1 cup flour, 1 cup milk, half of a cup of water, 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons butter, melt in a half teaspoon kosher salt, 2 tablespoons butter for cooking, and there we go, our most important 8 tablespoons of Nutella. Perfect, so very interesting to see how, it combined its own knowledge and the augmented knowledge coming from the PDF source. Alright, so there you go, that's it for this hands-on tutorial on Retrieval Augmented Generation. I look forward to seeing you in the next hands-on tutorial, and until then, enjoy the cloud!